Hi Scrappy friends, welcome back to Liz Longest Designs YouTube channel. Today I am taking a sketch from the Winter 2021 Scrapbook and Cards Today issue. I'm going to take this card sketch and show you how I'm going to translate that into a full 12 by 12 sketch. Everything I'm using today is from the Simple Stories Life Captured collection. I really love the just everyday sentiments and colors that are present in this collection. So I'm going to cut out a couple of these 3x4 cards to use as embellishments throughout the page. This dark navy paper with the hearts I thought was just perfect to bring out the color of our house. The photo that I'm using on this page is a 5x7 photo that I printed at home on my Epson PictureMate. I scrapbook chronologically, and so at the beginning of every album I normally have a cover photo showing highlights of that year or some big event or something that happened that year. And in 2018, building a house was definitely the biggest thing we've ever done in our lives, including just for the year of 2018 for sure. So I took that 3x4 card and decided I didn't like the background. Since this is going to be a cover page in my album, I didn't really feel the need to have a lot of journaling space. So I cut apart those lines of text and I'm going to put them on top of the flower 3x4 card to add some dimension. I go back to my papers because I want to back the photo onto another color to let it pop out a little bit more. So I'm going to use this yellow. I was just looking there to see which squares I'm least likely to use the other side of. So I start to get these all layered up in the top third of this page to go along with this sketch. That blue piece with the hearts was cut to 7x10. It's kind of an odd size, but I really like the proportion that it brings, and that was why I chose that sketch. Was I liked the upper half of the page being where most of the embellishment was and kind of leaving that background teal color to really bring out all of the other design elements. I ink up all the pieces on this page, including all of these title bits. I'm going to put those on pop dots and layer those on top of that flower like I mentioned before, just to give it that added dimension of having the text on top of a pattern instead of, it was on top of a grid before I believe, and so you could have journaled around it, and these flowers are on top of a grid, but this adds that other layer of dimension. And that title says this will be a year to remember, and that was for sure. I pull out the ephemera pack from the same paper line and I flip through it and pull out things that I think might work. So I pulled out those flowers since they match the flowers that I already have in case I want to add more or pull that design element throughout the page. I pulled out these numbers thinking I could use them for 2018, but the numbers are 1 through 12 for the months of the year, so there wasn't a 0 to use. I added these potted plants because I'm also a plant mom, which started in this house, so right now that felt totally appropriate. The coffee cup was a cute little embellishment that totally applies to me and having my cup of coffee and being so excited to do it in our new home. And this follow your heart square, it looks like it's on a letterboard, which again, just really, this has really been our dream house and one of the reasons we moved to get some property and build a house that we loved, and to be able to do it was really a dream come true. So I loosely place the elements where I think they're going to go. I do 3 clusters. I'm going to flip through the sticker book and see if there's anything else that stands out to me, and I'm going to pull some stickers out and I put them on top of my ink pad. This is something I picked up from Shamela. I don't know if any of you also do that. Pull out the elements you like, stick them on a block or something, and then start placing them where you want them to go. So I decided that this Chase Your Dreams made as much sense as Follow Your Heart, and it was a little bit smaller and I liked the scale better. On the sketch at the top of the pattern paper, which I was using to kind of denote where the photo is, there is a strip of paper that I'm going to go ahead and use these border stickers for. So I was taking out the ones that had patterns that I'd already used on the page to bring in another color or element that all coordinates. Since I'm all using the same collection, it'll all coordinate really, really nicely. So I'm going to use that multicolor plaid, put that across the top of my photo. I just tear off the end because I know it's going to get covered up by the Chase Your Dreams sticker. Still inking everything up in the dark walnut. I'm going to place those two elements together and then onto the page. I get my title all put in place on the pop dots. I'm going to add my coffee cup and just keep playing with all of those design elements. I end up deciding to go with one of the potted plants so that I can also bring in that flower, so that the flower design is in each of the 3 clusters. I'm also going to add pop dots to this little element so that I have something in each cluster that is up on pop dots to give that 3D dimension. I take this tag and I liked the lighter color that I didn't really have in these smaller clusters, and so I'm going to cut it up so I can use a small piece of it in each of the 3 spots. So I'm going to tuck it under the photo here. I'm going to cut it in half again and use it along the top of the photo, peeking out, and then I'm going to tuck it underneath this 3x4 tag. I'll use something, add something there to the left to cover up that cut edge. At that point, I'm thinking that camera is a little bit too large for the spaces I have left, so I go and find an element that has the camera that is a smaller piece overall. So I use the pop dots in that upper left corner so that that area has 3 pieces of embellishment. So I'm going to keep flipping through the sticker book and decide I want to add some more phrases. Love some more words on my page. So I'm going to use that stacked up to cover up the left side of that tag where it was cut off. And I'm just going to put those one right up next to each other, touching, so that instead of being 3 individual elements, they read as one piece. While I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of that peachy orange to the right side of the page as well. I really wanted all of the colors represented in all of the spaces. I didn't like the brown stickers, letter stickers that came in that sticker pack, so I grabbed some LE Studio puffy elements, puffy alphabets in navy to put the 2018 along the top. I grabbed some Queen & Company navy gems to use as instead of enamel dots on this page. I'm still going through all of my stash, and a lot of my stash is still gems before enamel dots became popular, and I still love the bling that they bring to the page. So 3 of those in each of those 3 clusters. I'm going to add some Bow Bunny Gold Mist. If you've watched my other video, you know I like to use a paintbrush dipped in the gold mist to splatter that across my page. I get a little bit of I just get more control, more even droplets when I do it this way. I also don't like the gold mist on my photo, so I go ahead and cover that up with a piece of scrap paper. That's it for this page. Enjoy some of these last detail shots. I hope you enjoyed the video and taking a card sketch to a 12x12 page. I hope you'll like the video, subscribe to my channel, and come back next time. Thanks, guys.